Hello and welcome to The Print. A lot is happening in the defense sector with a key focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat, or let's say indigenization. And one of the key Indian companies which is investing a lot in the defense sector is Bharat Forge of the Kalyani Group. And I have with me Mr. Neelesh Tungar, who is the whole-time director and CEO of Kalyani Strategic Systems Limited, and Bharat Forge is part of it. So welcome to The Print, sir.
Thank you so very much. It's good to be here. It's a busy show today right now, but it's absolutely great to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You are at the ATAGS, which is happening in Abu Dhabi, and you're launching a new gun system there. What is this gun system all about?
So we, of course, have been pioneering a lot of platforms for artillery. And what we have launched today is a 45 caliber, 155, 45 caliber on a 4x4. I mean, the platform offers unmatched mobility, and the 45 caliber offers the range and the firepower. So it's literally questioning the conventions. It's questioning the standards today that people talk about. Big clunky artillery systems. These are more mobile, shoot and scoot. Really something that you can deploy across mountains, deserts. I mean, the best part about that is that it's something that, and by the way, this is an ongoing process for us. So the new launch today, and this is design and make in India for the world. So that's the play. And IDEX, of course, is a very interesting platform. It's one of the premier shows and helps us to launch it for a global.
You mentioned about this new launch. Earlier also you had a similar system, but it was of a 39 caliber, if I'm not mistaken, right? And this is a 45.
Yes, you're right. So we did 39 caliber about 2.5, 3 years back, and we've been able to already export it to Europe. As a matter of fact, believe me, on a 4x4 with this kind of firepower, it's a pretty unique product globally. With 45 now, it's enhanced range, it's enhanced firepower, and the same mobility and maneuverability. So it's an ongoing process for us. We will be looking at, I mean, you'll actually see more exciting products coming as we go along in the same process.
So while you've come out with this product, is there an Indian Army requirement for a similar product? Or Indian Army is looking at other systems you are also part of? Or is it?
So Indian Army has a certain, so Indian Army has their own, field rationalization plan for the artillery. And in terms of, it's not just about Indian Army. When we look at globally what's the play, we see that, and the Ukraine conflict has taught a lot of things to people. It's not just about the 52 caliber or the range part of the story. It's also the ability to do shoot and scoot, the whole ability to survive counter battery fire. So it's a lot of systems that have got evolved, and the way artillery as system has evolved. Indian Army is, of course, getting Dhanush as we talk about it in terms of the 45 caliber. But generally, they're looking at 52 caliber. And we'll be working for the Indian Army's requirement as well. So for us, this is a process where you look at a range that you can offer to these people.
So if I get you correctly, the basic sense is that what you're doing is make in India for the world. And, you mentioned about the fact that the earlier version of this gun had already got an international order. So did ATAGS, which is yes, awaiting an Indian order from the Indian Army, right? So when do you think that order would be inked? Are you hopeful of this fiscal, or you would say this year?
So yeah, on the ATAGS order, as you spoke, absolutely hopeful of this fiscal. We would be able to do that. And the whole system is working for it. So it's not just, it's also the requirement of the Indian Armed Forces and the artillery. And we are waiting, and we should sign it by end of March, hopefully.
End of March, hopefully. So you've emerged as the L1. So 60% of the order goes to you, and 60% with the other core development, or 40%.
40%. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, but when ATAGS came in, one of the big criticism on ATAGS was the fact, and this the army is what is saying, is that it's too heavy, right? It's about 18 to 19 tons, right? And now the army has come in, is going in for the TGS, which is the towed gun system, which says is going to be the mainstay of the army in the coming years. On the TGS front, what exactly are you as Bharat Forge, as the Kalyani Group, doing, sir?
So I must, it's a very interesting play in life. Uh, Weight is one part of the game, but it's largely about the maneuverability and
Yeah.
the ability of the gun to reach, places where you want to, place them in terms of the, difficult areas and the mountainous terrains. Let me tell you, when we were doing uh, our first development as Kalyani Group was the Bharat 52, and that was done in 2012.
Yeah.
And frankly, nobody believed us then. Today, for the TGS program, we actually are fielding that gun. I mean, from a technology and product platform availability, we already have what the Indian Army is looking at. So we will be fielding that very shortly for the Indian Army's requirement.
That's a Bharat 52 you're talking about, sir?
Yeah, which was developed. So now there's of course refinement. There are many changes that have happened. I mean, we're talking almost about 10, 15 years of our learning and what we have been able to put together. So what we developed is Bharat 52. We're doing that, repurposing, and it meets the TGS requirement that the Indian Army is talking about.
Okay.
So as a platform, we absolutely will have a fantastic platform.
So, but you also have a tie-up with the an Israeli company also, right, to offer us offer a gun system.
It was then, back then, no more in terms of, so it's everything. So good you asked that question. As a matter of fact, everything is indigenous, 100% in terms of the whole capability of the gun system, the ability to, and look, it's not just about the know-how of manufacturing, it's the know-why, the whole
Exactly.
whole IP technology, the ability to repurpose. I mean, believe me, we can create bespoke solutions, whichever way, one likes it. And from that perspective, for us to offer very specific products and platforms to the customers is not a challenge from a place. So all technology is ours, is indigenous, absolutely indigenous.
Okay. So going forward, what are your big plans? I remember last time I spoke to Kalyani Jr. and he mentioned about the fact that artillery and armored vehicles is what you are focusing on big time. So going forward, what are the kind of products that we can see coming out from the Kalyani stable, sir?
So there are multiple things. I mean, I can't really talk too much in detail, but yes, if you look at where the whole world is going, you would find that art, of course, will continue to look at, and it's not just about offering a gun; it's about offering a capability or a solution. So you'll see a lot of bundling of solutions that will come into play. So it's not just the evolution in terms of the caliber that you talk about, but you talk about much larger play of what all technologies can be put together. That's one. That's how the evolution will continue. The other end, of course, you will find combat vehicles is a big play, and we will do that area. We have our focus there. And again, it's not going to be a collaboration with another platform or another company. It's going to be our own technology, our own IP, and we'll continue to do that bit. When it comes to naval systems, we will do a lot of work in terms of creating underwater systems, the whole propulsion shafting integration, the whole aspect of looking at multiple subsystems that are required for shipbuilding. So it's a continuum for us. It's not just, and all of them are different stages of their maturity in terms of what products, and customer timelines are also something that go along. So we will have many things that will come out. As and when they happen, you will of course hear about them and you will listen.
So, we speak about Make in India, but, you've won two contracts. I'm not getting into the specific name of the country. Everybody knows which country we are talking about. But you've got those two contracts. Are you in talks with more contracts in terms of more gun systems, not just with that particular country, but also maybe with others?
Absolutely. I mean, one big reason, in terms of our participation, which we did last time at Eurosatory and now at IDEX, is that the conversations are all global. It's not just about a specific country, but it's multiple of them. And that's a process that one keeps on going. So the reason to be an IDEX is it's a premier global defense show, and the conversations are around with a lot of them.
Are we looking at some good news very soon, sir?
You should hear something. Absolutely.
So my last question before I let you go, the Defense Ministry has declared this year as a year of reforms, 2025. We're expecting a new defense acquisition procedure to come out, DAP 2025. What are your expectations when it comes to India's procurement policy and the changes that you would want to see it? Not as a
So
Kalyani,
there are, of course,
yeah.
As an industry, I know. So as an industry engagement, we've all been working with the entire MOD apparatus and system. We all know what is really the challenge. And Indian acquisition team and MOD is actually dealing with all of that. And there'll be multiple of them. So it's not just about, the trials and the time that it takes for trials or the acquisition timelines or the way we go about doing a few other things in life. It's a holistic view that one will have to take, and which is what MOD is taking. And we are engaged with MOD directly, as well as through the multiple organizations that are there, like SIDM or FICI, in terms of how this whole conversation will happen. So it is a process, and I'm actually looking forward to a lot of fundamental structural changes that will happen that will deal with.
Well, I suppose we're all looking forward to those changes being made in the acquisition procedures. But thank you so much for joining here at the print from your IDEX show, and best of luck for the road ahead.
Thank you so very much. Absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you. Take care, please, Alex. Thank you so very much. Thank you. See you.